This replacement soft top in black diamond with tinted windows is for those of you that have a 2007 to 2018 two-door JK that are looking for a replacement soft top and already have a good working factory soft top frame. This is going to be a nice easy 1 out of 3 wrench installation if you do already have that frame. It's going to go right onto it and look and function just like a factory top, but we'll talk a little bit more about the installation in just a second. So when you are looking at replacement soft tops, you're really going to find 3 main categories. One is going to be a replacement top, and that's what we have here. This is going to be the soft components and the windows that are designed to go on an existing frame and give you that factory look and functionality. And these are going to be fairly inexpensive because they do just include the soft materials. There's also a complete replacement top that's going to have the frame and all the hardware. Of course, that's going to be a little bit more expensive because it has more parts and pieces, but if you're coming from a hard top or if your soft top frame is not in good condition, that's going to be the way to go. And finally, you're going to look at aftermarket tops that don't give you that factory look and functionality. Some of them will add functionality, some will subtract, and they're going to vary in price. But again, this is going to be a replacement soft top designed to go on that factory frame and give you factory look and factory functionality. Now this is going to be a black diamond material, which is a perfectly fine material. It's what most of the tops in the earlier years were made out of, but in the later year of the JK, there were some higher quality materials, some thicker materials, something more akin to a premium top out of the factory, and those are going to be available in the aftermarket as well. They're of course going to be a little bit pricier. So this is really going to be for those of you that aren't looking for that higher grade material, that are okay with this type material that isn't going to be quite as quiet or hold up quite as well, but is still going to be a perfectly fine top and give you factory look and functionality just like an early JK off the showroom floor. And this is going to save you a little bit of money again over some of those more premium materials. Now this is going to be a little bit less expensive than some of those other premium brands out there, even ones that are made out of the same material. And there might be a few differences in the build quality, but again, this is going to be a little bit less expensive, and that is the big benefit to something like this. So if you plan on running the top only in those nice months, it's not going to be getting beat up in the weather, or maybe you're just not looking to spend a bunch of money on a top that's going to last many, many seasons, and you want something that is going to be a little bit less expensive, this is going to be an excellent option. As far as the construction goes, this is as close to an earlier factory JK top that you can find. It's going to be the black diamond material. It's going to, again, look and function just like a factory top, attaching to a factory soft top frame. This does have the cable mechanism built into it for tensioning. It's not going to have any additional pockets. It's not going to have any additional anything. It is going to be very, very much a factory top. Now this is going to require you to purchase an Omix ADA windshield header, so that is going to be one piece that you will have to buy with this top to make it work with that factory frame. So do factor that into the overall price of purchasing this top. But if you are looking for a fairly inexpensive replacement top that's of a good quality, this is going to be it. So I've already talked a little bit about price, and this top is going to come in at right around $300. That is going to be a little bit less than some of the other ones out there. And like I said, generally with these things, you do get what you pay for. So if you are looking for a more premium top from one of those more premium brands, even one out of the same material, you are going to get a little bit higher of a build quality, maybe a little bit of a thicker window, that type of thing. But if you are looking to stay on a little bit more of a budget and still get a top that's going to look and function very, very well, this is going to be a very good buy. Now, a member of the install team will show you how to get this installed.
Tools used for this installation are as follows: a pair of needle nose pliers and a screwdriver or electric screwdriver. All right, now let's get started with the installation of our replacement soft top. Now to do that, we're gonna have to get our old cloth out of the way. Now as you can see, I already have the rear window and the side windows removed. They just zip off. There's really not much to them. Now to get the top off, a few more steps. There's a few screws we have to remove, so you're gonna need a good Phillips head screwdriver. I'm gonna be using a small electric screwdriver. If you have one, great. If not, regular hand screwdriver will work just fine. Now to do this, I'm actually gonna leave our frame on the Jeep, and I'm gonna show you how to do it without taking everything off and laying it on your table and doing it. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna climb up in the Jeep, knock a few things loose, start flipping the top back, and show you how to take this one off. All right, now we're just gonna go ahead. I like to pull down on the back bow to release these back corners. I'm gonna take those off on both sides. When we flip this forwards, we're gonna gain access to these 4 straps along here. Take out the screw that holds each one. That'll release this frame from the top. Flip it forwards and we'll take out the screws on the next bow. All right, now with our screwdriver, we're gonna get right under here and get this one Phillips head screwdriver that holds each band into place. Now the next screws that we're going to remove are along the middle bow here. There's 5 screws, same Phillips head. We're going to leave it right where it's at to get those out. And just take our time. All right, now we went and flipped our rear bow back to where it goes. Now we're gonna flip the front over so we can disconnect our windshield channel from our soft top frame so we can go ahead and get our soft top itself off of that channel, get it installed on the new one, and then slide everything back into place. That will be the only actual frame part that we remove from the vehicle to do this. Now to take this off, you're gonna come to the edges here. You're gonna remove the 2 screws that hold the top down to the sides, and then there'll be 2 screws that actually hold the rod inside the top. Get these 2 Phillips on each side that attach the sides of our soft top to our window channel. There we go. We'll get these 2 removed that are right under them. There's a little bit of foam here that's in the way. Just peel that back. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and flip the front of our soft top back over to our windshield because on this body style of the JK, it does have the 2 spring cables in the back here. Now that only is equipped on the 11 to 18. So if you have the earlier year without the cables and the spring assist, don't worry about this step. But if you do have it, pay attention. Now to release the cable, what you're gonna do is just fold this little black cover back to access the spring, and with a good pair of needle nose pliers, just carefully pull the spring out of the mount as such. Then you can go ahead and pull it out of the cover. Just repeat that on both sides. All right, next we're gonna get these 2 screws on the very end. Yes, there is a lot of screws along the top of this window channel. We'll be taking all of them out in just a moment. Just go ahead and get these 2 screws on the ends out on both sides. We'll slide the whole window channel off the frame, take it to a table, and I'll show you how to get this apart. All right, and just slide it off the front of the frame. What you're gonna do is it's gonna take a little bit of effort. If it's never been apart before, just like that, just do that on both sides. Now that it's disconnected, I'm just gonna go ahead and let it sit here, fold it up on the hood. I'm gonna climb out of the Jeep and just slide the whole thing off. Carefully, you don't wanna scratch your paint or cause any damage to the body. All right, now we have our soft top here on our workbench, and we gotta get our front windshield channel off, and all these screws gotta come out so we can separate this thing like a clamshell. Now, once all the screws are out, we can go ahead lift this panel right off the top, and you can see little pieces of tape holding your top down to the plastic piece. Just pop those out. All right, now that we got our top released from our windshield channel, we can go ahead and get our new top in place. All right, now we're ready to install our new replacement top onto our windshield channel. And to do this, we're gonna find the little mark on the inside of our new top and line it up with the mark on the inside of our windshield channel. Once you get these marks lined up, you're gonna use little pieces of tape to line it up and hold it inside the groove. So when you sandwich your two pieces of your windshield channel together and screw it together, it does not move on you. Now, when you have these two marks lined up, just go ahead and hold it down with a piece of tape. All right, now once you have the two pieces laid back together, go ahead and get all your screws reassembled. All right, now that our windshield channel is on, it's secured down, we are ready to get this back on our Jeep. All right, now just slide your frame sides back into your windshield channel, get your screws in and lock it all back down into place. All right, now this all goes back together the same way it came apart. Now with our windshield channel back in place, screwed down, everything is nice and secured, go ahead and just flip it right back into place where it belongs. And we can go ahead and get the rest of our screws in that attach our top to our frame. Now all you gotta do is line up the small holes that are already started in the new top with the holes in your crossbar and screw them in. I already have this one slightly started. All right, and just like our center bar, our rear bar, we gotta go ahead and fold our tabs over and get the screw started. I already have one started here. Let's go ahead and tighten that one down and get our other three in place. And you may have to push the screw through the fabric to get it started. Instead, you just gotta push that screw through the fabric. Line up the screw with the hole, set her back in. Now we have our top secured down to our frame. We're ready to go ahead and stretch it out and lock it under our belt line on the tub of our Jeep. Now I left the front unhooked just so it makes it a little bit easier to get the rear done. Now these brand new tops, I highly suggest letting them sit out in the sun for a little bit. That'll make the fabric a little bit more pliable and easier to stretch when putting a new top on. Now we've already done that. It let our windows sit outside. They became wrinkle free, and the heat will make it much more pliable when getting this installed. Now to hook these corners in, once again, I like to grab it up here on the rear bow, pull down on it. There we go. Get that tucked in the corner. You can see the nice tension that's on there with that new top. After we get our corners locked down, we're gonna go ahead and flip the front open about halfway so we can get our spring cable assist back in place. Now it takes a little bit of finesse to get that in there, but they will go in, I promise you that. And just make sure you do both sides. Now we can get our windows in and we'll be done. All right, now we're ready to just go ahead and zip all your new windows in place. Now with your rear window in, you want to make sure you get your rear window bar in here so when you close your tailgate, you get a nice tight seal. All right, now that's it. Our top is installed and I hope you enjoyed this video. Now with a little bit of time and simple hand tools, you can get this done at home. Now for more parts and videos like these, make sure you visit us at ExtremeTerrain.com.